What is up? We are wrestling maniacs out there worldwide. It's the best one, Donnie here, back with a brand new episode of Wrestling Hot Takes, where I give you guys my hot takes with stuff going on in the professional wrestling world. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know the grind is real. And before we get into our wrestling hot takes for this week, I have a couple things I want to talk about. First and foremost, I apologize for the lack of hot take episodes in the month of December. My goal for 2023 with Wrestling Hot Takes is to give you guys a brand new episode starting today all the way to the end of 2023. I want to keep this series consistent, and starting with this episode, I am going to be doing these new episodes consistently. And second, in case you guys don't know, last week on the We Are Wrestling channel, I was not really posting reactions, or I wasn't a part of the We Are Wrestling talk show with Ben and Danny because I was dealing with bronchitis, and I'm finally starting to feel better now. I'm probably about 90%, better now. Still, getting a little better, but I am good enough to finally make some content, so I'm very excited to start off with Wrestling Hot Takes, because today I want to give you guys my thoughts with both Jeff Jarrett and Charlotte Flair. Give you guys some of my hot takes. Our first thing that we're going to talk about here on Hot Takes is the king of the mountain himself, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. Because it seems like in the wrestling community, 75% of you guys do not like Jeff Jarrett being on TV every week for AEW, and don't like the move at all that Jeff Jarrett's a part of the promotion. But there are a 25% of you guys that seem like you are enjoying what Jeff Jarrett is doing. And my first hot take for this episode is I am on the 25% side of things. I personally like the move having Jeff Jarrett part of AEW because he's not only an on-screen character, he's also working behind the scenes, and I think having a guy like Jeff Jarrett with all the experience that he has throughout the years of working with TNA and even, doing Global Force Wrestling for a little bit, I think that Tony Khan can definitely learn a lot of things from Jeff Jarrett. And I think the same can be said with a lot of these young professional wrestlers that are signed to AEW. They could use the experience that Jeff Jarrett brings to the table. And do not get me wrong, I have to agree with a lot of you when it comes to the booking with Jeff Jarrett. I think they've definitely fumbled it. I personally like him and Jay Lethal together, but I don't like Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh. In my opinion, Satnam Singh, he should be wrestling on AEW Dark or Elevation, or go to the independent circuit and not be on TV whatsoever, let alone YouTube. I am not a big fan of Satnam Singh, but I really don't like this group that Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal are a part of. I think that they definitely could be doing a lot better with Jay Lethal. I think he deserves a lot more. One of the most underrated professional wrestlers, in my opinion, that I knew wasn't going to get that big push in AEW when he signed. He seemed like he had his best run in TNA ROH. But when it comes down to it, I don't care about the booking decisions there. I just don't really care that much. What I care about is these young professional wrestlers that are signed to AEW that could use the experience that Jeff Jarrett brings. And having him on TV every week, I don't think is a bad thing. I think it is a bad thing that he's in this freaking group with Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Singh. But when it comes down to it, I think some of these guys that are on the roster could benefit from working with Jeff. And what Jeff Jarrett needs to do now in his career is put talent over. And I think, this little feud that they had with the Acclaimed, I think that was a great feud. and just something, to fill some time because, of course, the Acclaim, they're probably going to be having a program with a top tag team going into AEW Revolution in the beginning of March. But with Jeff Jarrett, we need to bring that experience because, yes, AEW has some legends on their roster. They have Chris Jericho. They have the Icon Sting. They also have, managers like Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake Roberts. And I think Jeff Jarrett, it's not a bad thing. You need to have experience in the ring, and you need to have legends because that's where these young talent are actually going to learn something. And I know there's a lot of, reports, speculations that AEW wrestlers, some of these young guys are very stubborn. They don't really listen to the veterans, this and that. But when you're in the ring working with a legend or a veteran, they might not think they're learning anything from it, but realistically, they are. And I think Jeff Jarrett is not only a huge asset for AEW behind the scenes, helping Tony Khan, but he's also a huge asset for now in the ring. And come on, let's be honest. Jeff Jarrett's heel work has always been phenomenal, and I'm enjoying it. And I feel like if you're not enjoying it, then, you really have to go back and watch some of his heel work with TNA. And you have to really think about the future of AEW. Yes, I can see a lot of your guys' perspectives. Oh, we could be having Miro on TV, or Andrade on TV, or Lance Archer on TV over Jeff Jarrett, who's already been on TV. But here's the thing, when it comes to a legend, experience is such an important thing in the ring that these young guys can definitely, learn a lot from. And that is my thoughts on Jeff Jarrett, being used on TV too much. I think that AEW is doing just fine with him. Hopefully they break up this faction that Jarrett's in. No! How is Nickelodeon Guts number 5? Wow! So, the last thing we're going to be talking about here on Hot Takes for this week is Charlotte Flair. She just returned to WWE a couple weeks ago, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on it because I did record a reaction video to her return and winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, but unfortunately, I got copywritten for it, and the video just did not turn out good. And for me, I only like to post quality content on here, so unfortunately, you guys will not see that video. But this series here is Hot Takes, and I feel like my take on Charlotte Flair is a hot one, and I love this series because I don't have any other co-hosts that get to interrupt me. I get to speak on my opinion about things going on in the professional wrestling community, and you We Are Wrestling Maniacs get to comment and let me know how you feel about what I'm talking about. And with Charlotte Flair, there couldn't be anybody better to talk about on this series than her, because I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. Charlotte Flair, I have never been a fan of her work at all. When she first, joined NXT, it was okay. But when she came to the main roster, I felt like the way that they were booking her was absolutely horrible. And I didn't like the fact that WWE tried to give her, the Women's Championship over and over again and try to get to her father 16 times. After beating Ronda Rousey, she is now a 14-time 14-time Women's World Champion. 2 more until she reaches her dad. And the thing I don't like is that her dad has a decade's worth of work winning these world championships, all in different times. Charlotte Flair, on the other hand, it hasn't even been a decade that she has been wrestling. And I feel like she should not be at 14 times right now. And this is not Triple H's fault whatsoever. This is Vince McMahon's fault. But what Triple H's fault is giving her that SmackDown Women's Championship right away. I do not like that. But besides her winning the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, and I'm glad I'm saying this on Hot Takes and not the We Are Wrestling Talk show. I actually like the way they have been presenting Charlotte Flair to us. And maybe it's because she wrestled Ronda Rousey and took the title off of her, and I think Triple H was a little slick about that because he knew a lot of people were not enjoying the run of Ronda Rousey. So he kind of snuck Charlotte Flair in there to take the title because anybody is better than Ronda Rousey. With Triple H, you are a smart man. But when it comes down to it, I personally don't like the fact that she won the championship right away, and I feel like Charlotte Flair could have definitely benefited more without the championship. And I feel like maybe I'm enjoying it right now because she has worked with Ronda Rousey and Sonya Deville, who I'm not really a big fan of. I just never really liked the authority thing that she did with, like, being with Adam Pearce on, like, Raw or SmackDown. I know they're trying to change it, but the presentation is not there for me that I'm not enjoying. But I, right now, actually am happy that Charlotte Flair is back in WWE, and I really can't believe I'm actually saying that. I think, her new entrance music, I really like the remix theme song that they have for her. And I gotta say, that the crowds so far, the last couple weeks with Charlotte Flair on TV, I am actually mind blown on the reactions that she has actually gotten. Because a lot of people freaking talk all this crap about Charlotte Flair all over social media and the internet, but she gets a reaction in front of a crowd. And I think maybe her being away for 8 months was the best thing for her, because her coming back, that standing ovation that she got was amazing, and I'm very surprised to see that the crowd are enjoying her run right now, and it seems like Charlotte Flair is going to be a face going into, this Rumble Mania season, and I actually kind of like it because it's different. She's not like her promo. I can't believe I'm saying this as well because I've always hated Charlotte Flair, guys. I could not stand her work. I could not stand the way she was being booked. I could not stand her promo work. And you could definitely tell Triple H is head of creative because these wrestlers do not sound like robots anymore. They don't seem like they're talking from a script, because that promo that Charlotte Flair delivered on SmackDown really hit me, and I was absolutely mind blown and very impressed with her work. And I can't believe I'm saying this because I will never take away any of her abilities in the ring. I think that she is great in the ring. Sometimes I wish she could work a little bit of a faster pace, but like some of the moves that she does, like the figure eight, I've always enjoyed, but it's always been the way that she's been booked and presented, and I kind of like this more real side we're getting of Charlotte Flair, and I really hope that I continue to enjoy it because all 4 women that are a part of the 4 Horsewomen are absolutely talented, and that's something too, I will say. It blows my mind that WWE would not pay Sasha Banks the money that Bayley, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch are getting paid. I think for me that's absolutely mind-blowing, but at the same time, Sasha Banks has, developed a little bit of an ego and seems like she's very hard to work with. And I feel like she's already accomplished everything that she did in WWE. And I think her going to New Japan Pro Wrestling and hopefully AEW, I think that this would be a great challenge for her. And I think this is what is best for Sasha Banks. But I gotta say, Charlotte Flair, so far, I've enjoyed the run. And I don't know how you guys feel about Charlotte Flair right now, because I have not really looked back at other people's feedback on her return. I have not really, listened to other, wrestling observers and reporters about their thoughts on Charlotte Flair being back. Personally, I am enjoying it right now, and I think the only thing I don't enjoy is her being the SmackDown Women's Champion. And another reason why I don't like her being the SmackDown Women's Champion is because I kind of wish Ronda Rousey had the title until WrestleMania. Shayna Baszler wins the Royal Rumble. She has the option to go against either Bianca Belair for her title or Ronda Rousey for her belt. And Shayna Baszler, gets Ronda Rousey going, thinking that she's going to go after Bianca Belair. She turns on Bianca and attacks Ronda Rousey. And at Mania, we get Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey, and Baszler gets her WrestleMania moment, and you create another great superstar in her after, Ronda Rousey puts her over. But unfortunately, that can't happen now because Charlotte Flair got the title right away. That's the only thing I really don't like about all of this. But let me know in the comment section below how you guys feel about Jeff Jarrett and Charlotte Flair. If you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Hot Takes, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The links are down in the description below. You can go follow me on my social medias, and I am posting, content every other day now over on my personal channel, Best One Donnie. I'm actually doing a lot of wrestling figure unboxings and reviews over there. If you want to go check out my videos on there, the links are down in the description below. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, I am finally getting to 100% from this whole bronchitis thing. And now we can go into 2023 and take over. Peace.